Hi, my name is April King, and today I'm going to be giving my persuasive speech. Your mother is in the last stages of her cancer. She is no longer able to care for herself. She's on a constant drip of morphine for her pain, and the pain medication is no longer working to ease the pain. There is no chance of her living. She's dying right before your eyes, and there is nothing you can do about it. She is hurting. What do you do? Today I am going to be telling you a little bit about euthanasia. I will be giving you the pros and cons for euthanasia, as well as tell you countries who practice it, and tell you why I think euthanasia should be legal with exceptions. According to Merriam-Webster.com, euthanasia, also known as physician-assisted suicide, is the act or practice of killing someone who is very sick or injured in order to prevent any more suffering. Euthanasia.procon.org and euthanasia.com give reasons for and against euthanasia, which I'm going to be giving you right now. Reasons or pros that people believe euthanasia should be allowed is the patient's right to die. People believe that a patient should have the right to die if they know they are terminal in order to prevent having to suffer from the pain. Patient suffering, which again says that no patient should have to suffer through the last stages of their life. Another is patient dignity. Once a patient loses their motor skills during their cancer or whatever kind of terminal illness that they have, they are dying, they lose all of their dignity they have left, they're unable to care for themselves, and therefore should be able to choose if they die before they get to that point, so that they do not have to put their family, friends, or whoever in that position. Also, people who are for euthanasia say that it will help healthcare spending. They say if a patient finds out they're terminal, they could choose to end their life right then and there instead of racking up medical bills for treatments that will only get them to live, a little bit longer, but they'll still be in agony. Whereas if they were able to take the medication to end their life, that may cost maybe $100, $200. But if they continued with treatments, just to live another week or live another month, that would be thousands and thousands of dollars that their families would be stuck with once they passed. With the cons, the people that are against euthanasia, I'm going to tell you this because I want you to get both sides of the story. For many people, there are religious concerns. Some cultures believe that suicide is wrong and that if you commit suicide, you will not be going to heaven or whichever afterlife they actually believe in. And there is also people that say people would abuse the practice and use euthanasia to end their life for selfish reasons, such as, they don't want to live anymore, they're depressed or something like that, which they could get help for. That's not terminal. Others think that doctors should not be allowed to help someone die because of the Hippocratic oath that all doctors take when they become a doctor, that says that they will do no harm. They're saying that if they assist in the suicide of someone who is terminal, that they will be doing harm and that they're not supposed to be doing that. And again, they also believe that it could hurt the healthcare industry. And according to assistedsuicide.org, some countries actually practice euthanasia right now. And there are even some who just do not have a law against it specifically. The 3 countries that allow euthanasia are Switzerland, of course, because they never take sides, Belgium, and the Netherlands. One thing I found particularly interesting is that in the U.S., we have one state that allows physician-assisted suicide, and that is Oregon. Now, I'm going to be telling you why I believe euthanasia should be legal. I might get a little emotional, so I apologize ahead of time. I have watched 2 family members, my grandfather, who passed away 12 years ago, and my aunt, who passed away 1 year ago. They both died from leukemia. They had acute myeloid leukemia, which kind of eats away at you pretty fast. My grandpa, he didn't really like doctors, so he kind of knew something was wrong because he wasn't feeling good. But he ended up going to the doctor after about a year of not feeling well, and they told him that he had leukemia. We found out on my birthday in 2011, or I mean 2001, and he didn't last very long. He passed away in August, and during the 3 months that he was with us after we found out he had cancer, he pretty much he lost his dignity. And it wasn't fair to him that everyone had to see him that way, because we all grew up, all of his grandkids grew up knowing him as a strong man. And sorry, we all knew him as a strong person, and he lost his dignity. People had to take care of him, and it wasn't fair to him for us to have to see him like that. But he passed, and he was in a better place. Okay, and my aunt, who was 51 when she died, she found out in February that she had this leukemia, the same as the one that my grandfather had. She went through several rounds of chemo and radiation. She was a fighter. She really wanted to get over it, but it just wasn't going to happen. It was just one of those cancers that doesn't allow you to overcome it. She lost her hair, and towards the end, she was in the same condition my grandfather was in. She wasn't really able to help herself. She was hurting. Pain medications did not help anything at all. She was one of those people, that she was kind of eccentric, and she was probably the funnest aunt I had, and I have quite a few of them. We have a large family. She passed away one day after her 51st birthday. So, as you can see, I think that this cause should be legal, because people should not have to suffer. I don't think that they should have to live through, months of laying in bed and not being able to take care of themselves and living in that pain. I do, however, believe that there should be exceptions to euthanasia. Only people with terminal illnesses should be allowed to be euthanized. There should be no other exception than that. That should be the one rule, and if you do not, adhere to that, then there should be consequences. So today I have told you that euthanasia is very, it's close to my heart. I've told you what it is, the pros and the cons, just so that you can see both sides. The countries that practice it, and also the state of Oregon in the United States, and also what my thoughts are on euthanasia. My question for you is, what would you do if it were you or your family?